Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is actually, as I'm recording this, Wednesday, August 24th, 2022. This is the SOS show with James Lott Jr. I'm James Jr., super organizer. And I am trying something new. I have this weird background. If you're watching me, I have this weird background. I usually have my own background because it's much more homey. I'm actually having fuzzed out. I'm trying it. But if you're listening to me on the audio version, which is very popular, it doesn't matter then because you'll see me. And I want to thank everybody on the audio version for making that show such a hit. It started out on radio and it continues to be a huge audio podcast hit. So thank you so much. As we near 400 episodes, we're getting there. Like I said, it's August 24th. I want to give my thanks and gratitude first. And my thanks and gratitude go to my brothers. My brother who passed away 6 years ago, a few days ago, Max. I miss him every single day of my life. To my brother JR, who had a milestone birthday the same day, all August 21st. So happy birthday to him. Happy heavenly, I love you, brother, to Max. So Max and JR, this show's for you, goes to the brothers. And anybody out there who's had lost somebody, it's tough. And you somehow make it. You have to continue. But I hear things, I think about Max, and I try to celebrate my brother while he's here. So time goes by fast. And it's going by fast. We're heading into fall, you guys. And so my house episode is coming up where we're going to talk about that, actually, getting ready into the fall, winter months. But it's just something someone asked me the other day when I talked about, I was on a show and someone said, James, you said you were in a house fire. And I was back in San Francisco. I think it was 2006. So almost, how many years ago that is? I can't do math. 16 years ago. And the house fire, just briefly, it's a whole story, but like actually, whatever. I was home alone. My roommates were out of town. One was out of the country, and we had two cats. And there was my neighbors downstairs were out of town, and they had a cat down there. We were in a four place condo, and people next door, she was there, and then downstairs, so it was a Sunday morning. I was supposed to go to brunch. And I woke up smelling smoke, but it looked like steam coming out of the bathroom wall, my best friend's bathroom down the hall. And long story short, it was an electrical fire that was dripping gas in our fireplaces. They were electric sparks, but they were gas fire stoves, some weird thing. And we almost blew up this whole thing. But anyway, we got to a fire and I lost all this stuff. And I was telling people, in the organizing world, how everything is just things. We put importance on stuff, and I understand why certain things have importance. I have my grandmother's rosary on the wall back here. You can't see it, but it's on the wall. I just turned around like I was so used to having my background open. I'm like, you can't see anything back there. You guys, I'm like, what am I doing? I have certain things that are hung up or I have places for them. For me, I have no problem. I'm not a minimalist, but I personally have places for everything. And so I've had places of stuff. I love grandma's rosaries right sitting right across from me over here, and a picture there was some so-and-so's over here. So I use what I have in my house. I'm all about using it. Use it or lose it, as I always say. That's my major thing. So so I'm a kind of organizer. It's like if you have a place for it, you put a place for it. So I understand there's certain things you like, a certain statue that reminds you of your grandmother. I totally get it. As long as the things are hindering your space, that's a problem. So, but there are some things I did learn. I lost a lot of stuff. And a few years later, I lost a lot of stuff in a flood. I know I had a fire and a flood. Crazy. So I've lost things. And I've cried over them and I was upset and stuff. But in the end, it all works out in the end. And these are 5 things. I've learned a lot, but these are 5 things I've learned that I think could help you if pre a fire or something. One of them is to have all of your photos. I know it's a lot of work. You can hire people to do this. There's organizers that do this also. You can hire people to do this. Have them digitized. Everybody talks about how I would get the photo albums or the photos and the frames. If you can get them digitized, have copies that are digitized, have them stored on some kind of cloud storage, somewhere. I just really, because people like photos. That's one thing. Now, luckily, if you post a lot on social media, they have they're up forever. So you can have a lot of photos that are forever up. So if you post on social media, chances are you have your photos up there too. That helps some. That's one of the good things about social media, right? One of the good things. But I feel like photos are something people like. I lost all these photos. There are photos I don't have anymore. But back then there was no digitization of photos that I knew of or anything back in 2006. So I don't know. I didn't do that. So yeah. Something else is similar. Number two is something similar. Number two, scan all important documents and have them in a special folder on your desktop or something. Now, I may not name it. Name it something in code, and you can remember. Um, but also another thing too is something that somebody taught me this years ago in travel back in the day. You can take a photo of your passport, your ID, things like that, and email it to yourself. In a subject line, just make it some innocuous thing. It's like, you don't say my ID. You don't want to do that. You could, but it's like if somebody hacks your email, you want somebody to easily find it. But do some kind of code you can remember, like a password or something, as the subject line, or put a special flag. Say, okay, all brown flags are this or whatever, just like that. But either way, the point is, if you go somewhere, usually you get access to your email. And you can actually download the attachment or whatever is an email, or print out the email and say, here's what I look like. And that was something I was told to do with the passport, because some countries, they would steal your passport or things would happen. Or if you lost your passport while you were traveling, you could at least say, I do have a passport, here it is, and I have it. So I would say passports, IDs, birth and marriage certificates, even death certificates too, house insurance stuff. But sometimes when it comes to house insurance stuff, your realtor or your insurance agent may have copies of that stuff already on file, so you may not need that. Same with medical. You usually call your medical people, and they can have that on file too, usually. But if you do, just scan them, have them put up, take pictures, whatever. It's perfect. Three. Keep all doorways clear. Make it so that you can always open the doors all the way. You just never know, right? The last thing you need is something to fall behind the door as you're trying to get out and wedge it somehow so where you can't move it and the fire's happening. So that is behind the door, in front of the door, next to the door. It's like just you gotta make sure it's clear. It's just at least so you can open it all the way. So that's front doors, side doors, back doors, anything at least outside. Also, I always say bedrooms and bathrooms because that's where you spend a lot of time in. If you're in a bathroom and something happens, you won't be able to get out easily, or a bedroom. So keep all doorways clear. Number 4, if you have animals, this is something I had to learn. Have cat and dog carriers handy. My garage was downstairs. I was on the 5th floor. During the fire, I was running all the way down the stairs. I had to go all the way down. During this, it was not smart of me. During the smoke, it was shooting into my house in the hallway to grab the cat carriers, bring them back upstairs to grab the cats. That was not smart of me to do that. I didn't get any smoke inhalation, any problems, thank God. But have them somewhere, like maybe if they're collapsible or something not too big, maybe right outside the bed. If there's a closet on the first floor, a linen closet or something. I won't say linen closet, but just somewhere where you can store them inside. I don't even unless the garage is attached, you can get to the garage. But if you have so many cats, you got to grab them. And also you want to put them in somewhere so they don't run off while the fire is being handled. So I just say that's my things too. So that's number 4. So let me see, 1 through 4. Digitize all photos, store them in a cloud storage. Scan important documents or email them and have them again online. So if you lose photos, you're fine. You have them. 3, all doors have to be clear, and 4, animal carriers nearby. Number 5, and the most important thing, I don't have it written down, so I have to look at it. Your life is way more important than stuff. Let's put that over there. Let's put that over. I'll put it away now. Your life is more important. It really is. It's more important than the stuff inside. So we always make jokes like when a fire happens, I'm grabbing this and this. I literally grabbed my cats and my phone, and that was it. I didn't think about nothing else. I didn't care about anything else. I didn't think about anything else. And I lost yearbooks. I lost all kinds of stuff. It just doesn't matter. Some stuff can be replaced. Many people, if you are a renter, getting renter's insurance can really help you. If you're a home, a lot of stuff can be covered. You itemize everything and list it. I got money back for some stuff from the flood, and I guess some money back. And some things I was able to replace. Some things are replaceable, and that just happens there. But I did replace some stuff. So just keep that in mind. It's like it's not the end of the world. It hurts. I know. I get it. It hurts. But your life is just so much more important. I think you start over. And I know it's not fun, not easy, but I try to get a positive thing that you're alive. You can start over, and that's what I kind of want to say there. And that's a super organizer thought process. Is that yes? And to get ready for a pre-happening, these things are good for you, just period. We're saying this because of for in relation to a fire or a flood, but these are all tips that are just good, period, in life. God forbid, this hopefully nothing ever happens, but these are things that actually are good for you. Doorways are always a catch-all place. You set stuff behind it, you put stuff over here, and doors are like this, they're half open, half closed, or halfway. You're trying to push them. You gotta make sure they're clear. Seriously, seriously, it's a very smart thing. Luckily for me, all my doorways were clear. I was able to get out really easily, and that's just something that I do here at this house to try to make sure all the doors can open and close. This little thing there. That's all. That's all I want to talk to you guys about today. A little tip for that. I have some guests coming on. I booked a couple people. They'll be coming on in September. We will be off for the week of Labor Day weekend. I'll be in Sacramento with my kids. But another episode should come up next week before we go. But the Super Organizer and the Super Organizer Show are on Facebook and on Twitter. Check those out. Like us. Patreon.com/James Lott Jr. I hope to post some stuff on there that's organizing related. This show is on all streaming service platforms and YouTube, JLJ Media. I also have buymeacoffee.com. It's like a little tip jar. So buymeacoffee.com/James Lott Jr. And I just realized I actually have a Tumblr blog page. It's a superorganizeruniverse.tumblr.com. Plus I have on WordPress a lot of help.com as a tab for a super organizer. Check that out. I have all kinds of things happening coming up that I'm working on. Some books I'm looking on, some classes, everything. So just stay tuned for all of that. So follow all this stuff. Follow everything. And I'll put it in the description too. Just follow everything and you'll be up to date. I'm James Lott Jr. Get organized. It really will make your life better. I swear it.